Welcome to Athar's Garage. In this video, I'll be unboxing the Team Associated B6.4. It's a two-wheel drive electric off-road buggy, and this is a carpet-specific car. So if you saw my last video, which was the B74.2 build review, I talked about how much I love the 13mm shocks. They gave the buggy such a plush suspension that I feel it when I'm driving it, which is kind of hard to describe, but I felt a lot more connected to the car than I did with my Team Associated B6.3. So I decided, with the shocks being upgraded to 13mm, that the updates on the B6.4 were enough for me to justify an upgrade. So I bought the B6.3 probably a month before the B6.4 came out. So yes, I'm late to the party, but I decided to go ahead and upgrade because I feel like with my skill level at where it's at now, I can actually take advantage of the upgrades and hopefully be able to feel the difference in the car. So from my research, this is what I've concluded about the B6.4 compared to the B6.3. So the biggest update to the car, in my opinion, which justifies an upgrade, are the 13mm shocks. These improve the jumping and landing characteristics of the buggy, and I can definitely tell that on the four-wheel drive car, on the B74.2. The carpet-specific car has a +3mm length chassis. So you can kind of see some of the stuff over here. The buggy has a kickup of 22.5 to complement the updated front end geometry. The buggy features a height adjustable steering bell crank, so you're able to move it up and down, which is quite interesting because I have not seen that on another vehicle. The height adjustable steering bell crank is so that you can adjust for the bump steer at all ride heights and caster angles. Another update is the -1 kingpin offset, which pushes the steering pivot closer to the center of the front tire, which is to help keep the front end flat throughout the entire steering throw. Another update is the ESC tray is now wider and pushed a bit more forward onto the chassis. This moves the weight up front, and that means more weight over the front wheels, which provides better steering and also better jump characteristics. Another update to the car to match the updated chassis kickup angle and front geometry is the front ball stud mount, top plate, and front wing mount. So I noticed that the new ball stud mount only has 2 locations, whereas the B6.3 had 3 locations to install the ball stud. There's new side rails that come with 3 different fan mounting options. This is great because that was a huge pain on the B6.3. You basically mounted the fan right next to the body, didn't provide much airflow unless you cut the body, which in my opinion made it look ugly. There's a new body shell with a cab forward design, and it looks like it has some type of fin going down the center, so we'll see how that works out. So let's go ahead and open it up. You can see that there's still seals. I believe there's 3 seals on the box, and there's the last one right here. So excited. All right, here we go. So everything is nicely packaged. Let's see what we got. So let's go ahead and empty everything out, and then we can go through each and every bag, see what we got, and kind of lay it out. So here's the body. It's not the lightweight one, it's standard thickness, and you can see this is the center spline or center fin that I was talking about earlier. Also comes with a wing you gotta cut out and 2 front wings as well. So you can go ahead and set these aside. Alright, so that's everything in the box. So it comes with a manual along with, looks like some double-sided tape, some Velcro. Let's go ahead and open this up. So we got some stickers, some masks for the body. Here's the manual. So it's in black and white. I like that on page 3 it has life-size imaging of the hardware that you're going to use. And just a quick look through. It's pretty much similar to the B6.3 manual. I've taken a look at this online, and it's pretty much going to be identical build minus a few steps here and there, just because of some of the updates to the buggy. And there you go. What I don't like about the manual, which I've noticed on the B74.2 as well, is they don't include a setup sheet in the manual itself. So usually there's a setup sheet that shows the kit setup and a blank one that you can fill out. So all right, so let's go through here and see what we got. We got our fluids. Looks like we're going to put 5,000 CST in the diff, 30 weight, and I believe that's 35 weight for the front and rear shocks. Let's see. So we got bag 1. Looks like all the bearings are in here. They're rubber shielded. There's the new ball stud mount I was talking about. You can see that they only have 2 mounting locations here. And it looks like our steering assembly is in here as well. So that's bag 1. Here's bag 2. Looks like the side rails. We got our suspension arms, top plate, front tower, front bumper. It's a nice carbon fiber. Got our sway bar in here as well. Got bag 3, our steering hubs and steering knuckles. It looks like they added some extra hardware on top. So take a look at that. Bag 4 looks like the rear arms, pills, I guess C and D block. Nicely anodized aluminum. Bag 5 is the differential. So I recommend the aluminum diff cover. I don't have one right now, but that's probably an upgrade that I'll do down the line. I want to see if this one seals. Usually these can warp over time, crack, and the aluminum one just seals a lot better off the bat, but just take a note of that. Bag 6 looks like the rear tower and the whole transmission assembly. You see the slipper pads here, the motor plate, idler gear, And everything's nicely anodized. So that's bag 6. Bag 7, the rear hubs and wheel hexes in here as well. We got the inserts for the hub heights and our axles in here as well. So that was bag 7. Bag 8, all the turnbuckle hardware. Bag 9, beautiful 13mm shocks. The whole reason for me to upgrade. Another thing to note is that in this bag, you have these rod ends. Some of these rod ends are going to be used in previous steps before you get to bag 9. So these rod ends are probably going to be used in the front and rear suspension when you have to do the roll bars. Lastly, bag 10, we have our, looks like fan mounts, battery strap. And let's take a look at this chassis. So you can see that the ESC tray is wider than the B6.3 and it's also pushed a little forward. It looks like it's a little wider up front to get that weight forward. And I believe you can actually move the battery forward a little bit more compared to the B6.3. So there you have it. That's the unboxing. So I know there's some issues in the car with the kit setup. If I'm not mistaken, getting the ride height low enough, like the 13mm ride heights that we are usually running at our club, was not achievable with how the shocks are set up with the kit build. So stay tuned for the video series to see my experience with the build, and I'll report any issues as always and make a build review at the end with all my compiled notes. So I also plan to make some videos on setting up the shocks for the lower ride heights. I've got a direct drive kit or slipper eliminator kit, so I'll be doing that upgrade as well. I'm going to upgrade to aluminum bell cranks to see if I can feel the difference, if it's worth it. I always ran the plastic bell cranks in the B6.3 and they were fine to me, but I went ahead and upgraded, and hopefully I can give you guys some more information on whether or not that's a cost-worthy upgrade. And lastly, I want to answer the age-old question, are Kashima shocks worth it for the average racer? So I know they're a huge expense considering, you know, they cost almost a quarter amount of the buggy itself, but a lot of the experienced racers and pro racers swear by them and say that you can feel the difference, and it makes a huge difference on how the car handles. So I went ahead and bought the shock bodies. I'm gonna go ahead and do a head-to-head test to see if I can tell a difference and if I get faster lap times. So stay tuned for that video as well. Thanks again for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please like and subscribe if you did, and stay tuned for the next video, which I'll be starting the build. Thanks again, and I'll see you all in the next one.